Hello, mythical creature lovers. I'm glad to see you again today. I have a special treat for you. Many of you were not with us this last week, probably because I sent out an assignment to you, so you forgot that it was the second Tuesday of the month, which is when we usually meet. But I've got a special treat because I'm going to read to you the story that I shared this last Wednesday. And we've talked before about the fact that lots of times mythical creatures come about in different cultures because it's a way to explain the natural things that happen in the world, like earthquakes or lightning or thunder or the moon or the stars, things like that. So this story comes from a place that's not too far away from us. It comes from Canada and from the Pacific Northwest region of Canada. This story is called The Raven Who Stole the Light. I'm going to share my screen now so that you will be able to see the pictures. When the world was very new, there was absolutely no light. Everyone lived in the dark. To get from place to place, hunt and fish, and even find berries for food, people had to reach out and feel for familiar trees, rocks, water, and bumps in the ground. There was no light because the selfish sky chief kept it all hidden away in a box, which he kept very close to him in his big house. This made Raven very angry, so he worked out a plan to sneak inside the chief's house and steal the box. To do this, he first turned himself into a tiny pine needle. When the chief's beautiful daughter went to a nearby spring to fetch water, Raven rode on the breeze and dropped into her pitcher. When she drank the water inside, the pine needle slipped smoothly down her throat. Once Raven was inside her, he changed himself into a human baby waiting to be born. When the tiny baby boy arrived, he had raven dark hair, shiny black eyes, a beakish nose, and a harsh crow-like cry. But the sky chief was completely charmed by him and did everything he could to make him happy. For many weeks, Raven lived as a gurgling baby, playing with his mother and his grandfather in their house. One day, catching sight of the hidden box that held the world's light, he reached out to grab it, but the sky chief snatched it away quickly. And the baby cried and cried and cried and cried and cried until the grandfather gave in, as adoring grandfathers often do. As soon as the treasure was in his hands, Raven opened it and released the magic ball of light. Instantly, he turned back into a bird and snatched the ball in his beak and flew away through the house's smoke hole and up into the sky. As he passed over many mountains, rivers, and oceans, he grew weary and dropped half the light. It shattered into 1,000 pieces, which became the stars and the moon. And he became, in the process, in the end, exhausted by his travels, Raven let it go out of his remaining beak, in the end, exhausted by his travels, Raven let go of all the remaining light and it filled the sky. His precious load had turned into the sun. I hope you liked that story. It comes from the Haida and the Tlingit Indian tribes, and it is their explanation of how the very crafty raven stole the light and we ended up with the stars and the moon and the sun. Now stay tuned, and we will have our next very special mythical creature coming up. So click on the next post and you will see Ms. Lynn's directions for discovering what our special sea creature is for this week. Surprise coming up. Bye-bye.